The observation deck of the Xantharian warship Crimson Talon hummed with the quiet power of a vessel built for domination. Akim stood before the reinforced viewport, her silver-scaled hands clasped behind her back, watching the human colony ship drift helplessly in the void. Its engines were disabled, its shields collapsed. By all measures of military doctrine across 17 star systems, it was finished. Yet the vessel's distress beacon continued to pulse. "They still signal for help," Akim said, her translator rendering her clicks and whistles into something resembling standard galactic. Even now, beside her, restrained by plasma bonds that glowed an angry blue, Harry stood with his shoulders squared. The human was unremarkable by Xantharian standards. Soft skin, blunt teeth, no natural armor or weapons. His species had only achieved faster-than-light travel 3 generations ago. They were children playing in a galaxy of ancient empires. "Of course they do," Harry said simply. "Someone might hear." Akim's crest flared in what her species expressed as amusement. "Commander Vexthal has already sent the execution order. In 6 of your minutes, that ship will be atomized. There is no one coming to save them." She turned to face him, her obsidian eyes reflecting the cold starlight. "You are their captain, yet your biorhythm remains steady. No fear hormones, no stress markers." She stepped closer, curiosity overriding protocol. "Why aren't you afraid?" Harry met her gaze without flinching. The plasma bonds hummed between them, a barrier of energy hot enough to vaporize most organic matter on contact. "Do you really want to know?" he asked. Something in his tone made Akim's secondary eyelids flicker. In her 40 cycles of military service, she had seen fear in 1,000 forms across 100 species. She had seen defiance, rage, desperation, and madness, but this calm, this quiet certainty, was something else entirely. "Tell me," she commanded. Harry glanced at the colony ship, then back at her. "Because I'm human, and humans have a very particular relationship with extinction." "Elaborate." Her translator chip detected the edge in her own voice. Anticipation, unease, she couldn't identify it. "My species almost went extinct 12 times before we left our homeworld," Harry began. His voice was conversational, almost gentle as though discussing the weather. "Supervolcano eruptions, ice ages. Plagues that killed 9 out of every 10 of us. Asteroid impacts. We survived them all. Luck," Akim interjected. "Probability. Maybe at first," Harry acknowledged. "But then we did something your species never had to do. We remembered. We passed down stories of the times we nearly died. We built monuments to our dead. We wrote warnings on cave walls and in digital archives and in the genetic memory of our culture." He paused, and for the first time, Akim saw something flicker in his eyes. Not fear, something fiercer. "We made a promise to ourselves. Never again." The ship shuddered as the weapons array charged. 4 minutes remaining. We cataloged every grain of pollen that could kill us, every virus, every poisonous creature. We didn't just adapt, we conquered. We turned wolves into pets. We drank the milk of animals that could trample us. We ate plants that evolved to be toxic and made them into medicine. Harry's voice grew stronger. "When the ice came, we made fire. When the fire came, we made water systems. When the floods came, we built on stilts. When the quakes came, we engineered buildings that could dance with the earth." Akim's breathing had changed. Her gills fluttered rapidly. "Your empire has ruled for 10,000 years, Harry continued. "You've never faced a real threat to your existence. You've conquered worlds and bent species to your will, but you've never been hunted by your own planet. You've never had to look at the stars and see them as your only escape from a world trying to kill you. This is bravado," Akim managed, but her translator betrayed the uncertainty in her clicks. "No, it's context." Harry nodded toward the colony ship. "Those people aren't afraid because extinction is our baseline. We've been staring into the abyss since we climbed down from the trees. The difference is, we stared back so hard that the abyss blinked first. 3 minutes. Every human child learns the same lesson," Harry said. "We learn about the dinosaurs, massive creatures that ruled our world for millions of years. Then a rock fell from the sky and erased them. We were tiny mammals then, barely more than rats, but we survived. We tell that story not as a tragedy, but as a promise." Akim's claws scraped against the deck plating. "A promise of what?" "That we will outlive anything that tries to kill us." Harry's eyes were steady, unblinking. "You can destroy that ship. You can destroy me. You can glass every human colony in this sector, but my species has already survived 12 extinction events by our own planet's hand. Do you really think we don't have contingencies for the 13th? The temperature in the observation deck seemed to drop. We've hidden gene banks in asteroids. We've sent generation ships to galaxies you haven't even surveyed. We've encoded our entire civilization into quantum-entangled particles scattered across dimensions you don't know exist. Harry leaned forward as far as his bonds would allow. And in every hidden base, every secret archive, every child's bedtime story, there's a list. A list of species that tried to wipe us out. Akeem's breath came in short, rapid gasps. Her species' breathing apparatus wasn't designed for the sudden adrenaline spike she was experiencing. The list is very, very long, Harry whispered, and we remember every name. We remember the plague. We remember the ice. We remember the asteroid. We're patient. We're persistent. And when we come back, and we always come back, we don't come for conquest. Then what? The words escaped Akeem before she could stop them. We come for records. We study what killed us. We learn from it. We integrate it. We become immune to it. Harry's smile was terrifying in its gentleness. In 300 years, my descendants will study your empire's fall the way we study the fall of Rome. They'll write dissertations about it. They'll make entertainment simulations. Children will learn your name as a cautionary tale. 2 minutes. Akeem's fingers flew across her command interface, her earlier confidence crumbling. Commander Vexthul, this is Sub-Commander Akeem. I recommend we reconsider. Why aren't you afraid? Harry asked again, turning her own question back on her. You should be. Because you're not looking at a defeated enemy. You're looking at the species that domesticated death itself. Akeem couldn't breathe. The atmospheric mixture that sustained her suddenly felt wrong, insufficient. Her evolutionary instincts, honed over millions of years as apex predators, were screaming at her to run. This was no prey before her. This was the thing that survived when gods died. Abort, she gasped into her communicator. Abort the execution order. Commander, we need to negotiate. Harry simply nodded, as if he'd expected nothing less. As the weapon systems powered down and the colony ship's beacon continued its patient pulse, Akeem understood something that would haunt her species for generations to come. They hadn't captured a human captain. They'd just made the list.